salute. Now we all come together as one. For tomorrow, now we go make salute.
Bank account wey make am easy for top up your smart pay wallet from your bank account. E no tap o, just look corner yanda. Na smart pay agent you see so. Just go there, you can top up your wallet easy one with no yagba. You go find a smart pay agent here all over the country.
How I go get this wallet?
Just download the app from Google Play Store or any app store and register. Now in doing so, call 3737 when at the customer service line, then go help you create your account.
This one look easy and fine. No talk boku again. Smart pay all the way.
Smart Pay, e-wallet, life made simple.
No, this one is a special dedication. All the people on the station. Real. All the lovers of radio democracy. All the lovers of radio land. The voice of the masses. Get this. Come on. Home dog selector. Home dog selector. 98.1.
Then can go. This make real democracy work in this community. Usai the community people raise concern for second one community land. When they say one factory, one for extend and work, but they want for let this land be market for them what's happen at the community. Well, this make Maria to Sheriff, Bingo Wakade, and Fenot. Usai Egona reports.
Few days ago, Radio Democracy get some information concerning the land issue between one gold brewery drink factory and the CRS community people them na grafting na the western rural districts. Now for sake of this make Radio Democracy been go na this community for know exactly wetin dey happen na the community between this factory and the community people. and we start for talk to Komon-Tok when the supervisor for the Gold Brewery Limited factory. He starts for explain their own side.
Government we don't use the land to the sea when that's one it is too. So like that's one talk and it's okay. I want to extend this community this factory. Whereas I will take more than on money and develop the community because if you take youth, if you employ youth and the community, you make a good relationship with them and they develop the community as well. But like when the man can develop a place, the community will not then see now the new marketplace and the turn as market. So like go on, the guy don't say one develop the place, but the community will need to. And right now, they don't develop the place as market. They don't need buffer everything. So like Minister of Finance don't can invite people in the community people in the leaders bring their before the community. Say once in an office, when they not go, not to one or two. And that's money you don't take loan at bank. No one can develop the place. So get machine there on the way. We a can machine. Can produce then can creams. All the machine there we for that land. We want to develop. But the community people then disagree and say no, they say then one day market.
Komon-Tok continue say the reason why they want to extend the factory now for make they able to employ more youth them now this community.
We didn't tell them say, okay, we want to develop this now. Whereas we employ more youth we now you picking now you're picking with them. Because right now, people they come to me every day from the supervisor for work. Every now and then, they come 10, 20. Well, like work money. So the only way I will provide them, I will extend. So the key message to the community is that this is by force. And people will bring on behalf of the management and they will bring the community. For levy, for allowing, they will extend the factory. Whereas if they employ more youth and the community, and that light, then we will develop the community.
I've been asked Komon-Tok if the company be ever try to get engagement with the community people, and at this it been gets for say.
Youth chairman, when we present now, we tell them okay, now go talk, now call meeting to ourselves, people as them, now can't tell you waiting now one lady factory before now. Tell them so. And so, okay, go to them. But the intention we will get now March next month. According to meeting, the people are meeting, we can't tell you. Then, up till now, from that time, they can go with that meeting. We can't tell them, so, okay, go to them. We're not telling them corporate responsibility, we want for them before now. Up till now, YouTube, the elders, the kingdom, the mammy, everybody
involved, say, they want to use the land.
Everybody involved, all of them.
Now for sake of concerning make radio democracy, try to reach out to the community people and be talk to Eddie Koroma when a stakeholder we been decide for talk on behalf of the community people them about this issue.
This is how I meet me so.
For radio democracy, me and Maria to sheriff the report.
All right, 7:41 at the time from the studio clock. The program is still listening to now Good Morning Salon, where they come to you from 98.1 FM. And from that report, say we Maria to Sheriff put together from Grafton, we come now studio to we guest, as we will introduce some alias, Sidia Tunis, we na the All People's Congress APC party, the National Publicity Secretary, where they don't go elect over the weekend. Well, there this morning for can't tell now what it feels like for the APC party forgets them first Democratic National Delegates Conference, also then go vote for the one that will go run the affairs of the party and serve. They also don't go elect them flag bearer for the June 24 election. Them. Good morning once more. Welcome to the program again, Sidi.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Well, if people can remember this particular National Delegates Conference where the All People's Congress APC party go all from the 18th, 19th, and 20th February in Makeni, na part of Justice Fisher and ruling way bingi say the party been supposed for go all National Delegates Conference for go get the national officers them on or before the 25th of February this 2023. Well, they don't go from the 18th, 19th, and 20th where they go all the National Delegates Conference and been kind of free on yesterday net Usai, then flag bearer been lead the team for let them come na them party office. Well, we can look at all waiting don't happen from the 18th, 19th, and 20th, where the only national delegates conference and self go for can share with the executive members them where they begin on the affairs of the party. But just quickly first, let we just know because these are the first national delegates conference where the APC party go all Usai people exercising democratic rights for votes for who that's them they want as a leader them not the APC party. How it feels like for go through that kind of process for the first MCD.
Well, thank you very much. In the end, we very much relieved that we finally don't complete this exercise. As you stated, an exercise we been very tedious, very expensive for we as a party, and it been also very, very, very much painful to a certain extent because all of the hurdles and challenges them will face. From the court cases to the point where the court order we for going to this convention. I mean, and also during the elections at the lower levels, at every stage you get people with petition, and then petition then they cost we plenty money because there were instances where we get for do reruns, and there were also instances where we been get for get cancellations after we don't do preparations, we don't spend money for let people move from one place to another, we get cancellations. And so it'd be very painful and tedious. But in the end, we are appreciative to God and to the delegates and everybody for the patience that we don't finally be able to cross these hurdles. We're not able to complete the National Delegates Conference. We've been very, very much democratic and transparent. Every process from the start to the end, we make sure say the whole world see because it's been aired live. The whole country see just to ensure that at the end of the day, nobody no go grab back and say, oh, we feel cheated. Now you keep playing. So we're happy that we don't complete this process. And I know say the TII EMC go now take the report back to the court. And we hope that as we don't begin move, so we will continue for move.
Like you describe the process, you say being democratic and transparent because ensure say them do live streaming at different platform and media them for let people and go get access. We're not able to go for see what they happen at the hall, then at McKinney. But you're not person we don't dinner the party for a very long time and you be don't witness National Delegates Conference before. So many of them we not to be in this kind of democratic process. So people be the votes. That be the selection clause on a party be the use and then they for pick on our national officers them. So now you don't go experience the first democratic one outside people and come out and choose on our way for run the party in affairs. What do you think say now the best for APC, looking at the selection clause when they use and that of this democratic process when I don't start? Also, why you feel say preferable for the party?
Well, say the previous constitution give several options for choose with leaders. Then we been get, of course, certain offices where selection be acceptable, and then also consultation, and then you be get the option for elect people as well. And so then be the use combination of all. And we also now come outside the whole party decide for reform and ensure that every office for be elected, anybody we want for whole office for be elected, and like I said, they all get their advantages and disadvantages. I mean, the advantage with the election process now that you give chance for people for being involved, for participate in choosing the leaders them. And so at the end of the day, you allow people also a level playing field for able for compete and for run for offices where they get interest per. And so either way, whether you want for run or whether you want for vote for person, as long as you qualify as per the constitution for vote for that person day or for run for that office day, you are allowed for doing, which is good because it allows everybody for participate in the democratic process. But then also sometimes they can say elections always not mean say you dey get the best set of leaders them. But of course, the fact say people able for choose who that they want are the beauty of it. And I would think say that is what democracy is all about. This now a very new thing for we with the transition, like we presidential candidate rightly say. Now a transition with the transition from the old constitution into the new constitution, from the old executive now to this elected executive across the board. So all of this new to we, but like we don't become used to right now as we don't get through this tedious process. So we appreciate this new method. We explore around them and we go move with them.
Describing the process as new to una and una the land from how you can describe processes and procedures during this una force elective Congress where una go elect members them instead of select.
Well, we get for also know say this process will go through being guided by different things. Then, one, we take into consideration the constitutional provisions. Now, we 2022 Constitution will be one we ensure say we adhere to the provisions of the 2022 Constitution. We also begin for adhere to the orders of the court. The court order we take we to this National Delegate Conference, they get specific things that inside they will be required for do. So we also get for ensure say we go by them things then they, and also we will get directives from the PPRC in some certain cases. So we begin for combine all three for make sure say will not fall short of any. And so for that reason, we start the process from the lowest level, which is the ward level. Get for going at the ward, we're not being the most difficult part of the whole elections because the ward now, every member be allowed for vote. Once you're a registered member of the APC, it no matter when you register, you be allowed for contest for office and you be also allowed for vote. So the election be big and be more expensive for we. We cross that process day of electing. First, we start with the rules. We set up the rules for guide the election process. Then rules, then they, if you member, then be also challenge them. Then go down PPRC, then you read the petitions. PPRC come out with their directives and with their suggestions. We adjust the rules based on that before we start the lower level elections at ward level. We pass that stage day, people and petition. If you remember also, then petition and they cost me for do reruns after reruns, like in Connaught District, for example, at 2 or 3 times, then do rerun. And we cross that, we go to constituency elections, where now delegates from the ward level, now they go elect the constituency executives. That process they back done, people and get for petition, we again go, we sit down, PPRC read the petitions, then come out with their findings. We proceed to district, we complete the district process, the region, before we come to the National Delegates Conference, who say we come elect with national officers.
Now, you did describe the process leading to the Delegates Conference, very rough and bumpy, not to be a smooth sail. After the Delegates Conference, when I don't get different national officers, them, and also the flag bearer for the 2023 election, we don't see few congratulatory messages on social media from some presidential or flag bearer aspirants, them of the All People's Congress APC party. But what now the general acceptance rates from one then contest for different positions them within the party?
Well, I mean, plenty, like you say, plenty people already begin for congratulate, and people run for several offices. But, like I say before, the process itself been very, very much transparent. In the hall, everybody be represented. The candidates them during the elections, they all been there. In fact, some be there up the gallery, some be sit down at the front row for ensure say, then see what's in the happen in terms of the voting process. And also, they all been get agents then. We all been get agents then. We been the watch the boxes, as well as during the tallying and the counting, we get agents then for watch. So at the end of the day, when the results then begin come out, right inside the hall, people then begin for congratulate one another. In fact, like for the flag bearer aspirants, then, immediately after the election, plenty of them commit for work with Dr. Samara Kamara, wise and they congratulate her. In fact, even yesterday, they come, you go see say plenty like Dr. Richard Conte, Alat Tunkla, Abbas Basi Kamara, AUK, they've all been joined Dr. Samara Kamara on the convoy, and we all been there at the talk. For the national positions, them as well, you see plenty also don't come out, they don't congratulate we will win, and they don't even pledge for work with we. So on the whole, the acceptability level for we national delegates conference and waiting happen day as far as the candidates that we contest a very high, and plenty don't pledge for work with we will win, and we serve plenty of we don't extend olive branch to them. We all now APC, and we come out na McKinney with unity, and that is the message really we've been trying for show to we people yesterday, and that is why we all rode inside that truck day, that big truck, for show them say the party don't unite. We all they work together now for take back this country in June 2023, so that we go unite the country as well, because the country also deeply divided. So not only that, we don't bring unity within the party, but when we win also, we get for unite this nation.
All right. If you just tune in, the voice where they listen to, so they watch live on the Facebook page. Now, CBR Tunis, the National Publicity Secretary elect for the All People's Congress, APC party. Continue for the week at the studio. We will come back to you shortly as we look at more issues.
Inside the program, we did take one power airlines to wisdom. We said the country program officer at the African Development Bank, Felicitas Atanga, don't say for help improve transportation, economy, and plenty other development program them between Guinea and Saloon, make the bank through the Mano River Union Road Development and Transportation Facilitation projects. They support the Saloon government for make the road from Kailaon to Boidu and build the peace bridge na the border between Saloon and Guinea. For more on this, we join Cherno Chalo.
According to research, road transportation accounts for about 90% means of transportation in West Africa, and the research continues to say, with quality road network, countries them able to move people and goods them from one place to the other, will go help for improve and strengthen the peace and economy of countries them we can do international trade. Now for sake this, make the Sierra Leone Roads Authority together with them partner them. Don't go launch the Kailan to Boidu Road project. We're going to make travel business easy between Saloon and Guinea. When they talk during the launching of this project, the country program officer and the Africa Development Bank, Felicitas Atanga, say the Africa Development Bank decided for support this kind of project. Now Saloon and other countries, them, now the Mano River Union, because they want for
I know they grow, yeah. Hey, bo, we want for no, Waiting make we country, they go slow. Waiting make it all they grow. Yes, so, I can for sure. Yes, I can for sure them thing them way they make we know they grow. Say now we they die from if I they try for go before. I beg bo, do ya not make us slow? No. If I dey try for raise the tempo, do ya not make am low? Yes, so if I dey try for go before, I beg bo, do ya not make us slow? No. If I dey try for raise the tempo, do ya not make am low? Yes, so before they do them thing now we go make we gladdy, thing now we go make we happy, thing now we go make we country laddie daddy. So we go live in unity. Yes, so before they do them thing now we go make we gladdy, thing now we go make we happy, thing now we go make we country laddie daddy. So we go live in harmony. Yes, so don't we for do them thing now we go make we smarter, thing now we go make we stronger, thing now we go make we nation last much longer. So we life them go better. Yes, so but we for left them thing now we go make we scatter, thing now we go bring palava, thing now we go make.
For say this project starts and done quick one, as he said the country stand for benefits from more other projects them. The Mano River Union don't they work for promote peace and unity between the four Mano River Union countries them, and one important reason for the construction of this road. Now for strengthening the relationship between the Mano River Union countries them, this make inside your statement the Secretary General of the Mano River Union, Ambassador Maria Hassan, talk about what in this project mean to the union.
I believe that when this project is completed, it will contribute to opening up of the interior of Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone, and also lead to the strengthening of sub-regional integration and trade within the Mano River Union. Today, with the help of the AFDB Road Transport Program, it is becoming more and more convenient to travel by road within the Mano River Union areas, Conakry to Abidjan through Freetown and Monrovia. I would also like to emphasize that the transportation facilitation of the Mano River Union sub-region has
ultimate engagement we'll be having with progress or the commencement of the job.
For worry again, but almost money day now.
The program, you go for explain waiting the party they plan out ahead of the June 24 elections. As we continue for look at the National Delegates Conference, where we're going to hold, you don't describe how we in Talek and all of that. Now let's look at the journey to Freetown, because yesterday final one have been reached na Freetown, and we've been see video in our social media and self pictures them of how we been Talek for they come from Makeni to Freetown. But from you, we've been the parts of the till we come from Makeni to Freetown, how you go describe the journey and waiting at the message where the APC flag bearer, Dr. Samura Kamara, may they give people on our way to Freetown?
Thank you very much. What did we see yesterday? It just, show we say the choice where the delegates they make for elect Dr. Samura Kamara, the presidential candidate for 2023, not to be the wrong choice. People be on the wait for that. People be on the anticipate, and people be on the look forward for let we get him as we presidential candidate, because the excitement, the turnout, the commitment along the road from Makeni all the way into Freetown been just overwhelming. I don't feel say from when me don't dey politics, me don't ever see people and turn out so in that kind number than they for any political leader from where me begin participate active politics. It been just so much, and the manner in which people then comport themselves also throughout the process just been admirable. You get hundreds of thousands of people on the streets, dancing, jubilating, singing for somebody with their soul leg, and for the party. That means just, it makes some of we get goosebumps. But again, the message, just like I stated earlier, now be message of hope and message of unity to the people that, we don't unite, we dey come for calm, restore hope and unity also in this country. And once Dr. Samura Kamara launching campaign, Better One, we go fully roll out, some of the things that we want for do when we come in governance and how we get for really redeem the people of this country, like I always done they say in me engagements with the media. But yesterday it was more about unity and it was more about restoring hope, because as it is now, we don't lose everything in this country. Even hope will be done lost. Now only faith will be done left with. When that make you see churches and mosques and prayers, they happen all the time. But will they come back for restore hope, and will they come back for restore the dignity of the Sierra Leoneans, lift them, try for ensure that they're able to afford their daily living, because even that's very difficult for we now.
Now, you talk about hope and the message of Dr. Samura Kamara from McKinney to Freetown. People who really listen or don't they follow politics go no see they been vote the APC out in the 2018 election and usher in the new party. Now they give hope of message of hope to the people. Waiting at the hope or message way go different from waiting when have been to give them in the 2018 election.
I mean, clearly, we all see what's happened in Sierra Leone in 2018. Always the constraint, we saw a lot of misinformation, propaganda, plenty false promises made to the people of this country, and we see clearly the incompetency or the experience in governance currently. And we know the people of this country don't know, say, the promises have been false promises, and then also experience the incompetency, the incapability of people where they are at the helm of affairs, then just not able for deliver on the promises where they make to we, the people of this country. And we as a political party, we go now for show clear distinction. Don't forget, say, before them pull we, now we been there. And the people see what we do. The developments where we bring in terms of infrastructure, in terms of health, in terms of energy and light, in terms of water, provision of water in the city and in other areas across the country, maternity hospitals built and equipped for women, and pediatric hospitals built and equipped for children, the introduction of the free medical care for lactating mothers, children under 5, and pregnant women, and even extended to persons with disability, the provisions of free malaria treatment for the people of this country. When it comes to education, the provision of granting aids and also tuition for people offering science courses, tuition assistance for basic and secondary education, school feeding programs. It's been too much.
So it's all of
We've been
them
get all of that. But of course, when people on the 10 years, they feel say when somebody else new come with promises, let we try. But then try now, they are disappointed. And so even before we come, based on we past records and based on waiting then they see now, they don't see clear distinction between who are able to deliver and who are not able to deliver. And that is why yesterday you see the overwhelming support who we get, because the people of this country don't know, say, the one that we're able for deliver don't finally present to we, the people of this country, an expert, somebody we don't be part of the development of this country for many years. And we don't be an architect for most of the development agenda then. We don't develop, we don't put together in this country for many years and in other countries. So they know, say, this person with in stature, in compassion, in commitment, in loyalty, in credibility, and in integrity, they're not able to see clear distinction between in and whatever they get now. And that is what we focus on. And we go continue for ensure, say, the people and see that distinction day. So even before we come in with we new agenda, just based on what we have done and what we they see they happen now, I sure say the people will make them choice.
And that distinction that we just described on a flag bearer, Dr. Samura Kamara, for possess. You think say enough for going the numbers the way we need for win the June 24 elections?
Numbers not always be with problems. We, like I say, we saw it in 2018. Numbers don't ever be with problems. We win parliament clear, we win councils clear. The National Elections Commission say we not win the presidency. Whatever the circumstances was, we don't put that one day behind we don't do thorough SWOT analysis. We say we fall short, we go make the corrections and ensure say we not get a repeat of what we get in 2018. That the people of this country, we're so determined now for make them choice, go make them choice. And when they make the choice, we go ensure say then choice reflected. Any other attempt for deviate from that, we as a political party go adequately deal with that issue.
As a political party, you say una they try for put out una manifesto, una go roll out to the public. But for somebody they listen now, as a party, what do you think say the people of Australia need now where una go come back and tell them say if una vote for winner, this will deliver to una at this
First
moment?
of all, we need for the most important, first of all, we need for unite the country. Because if unity not the every other thing will be meaningless. And we therefore ensure say we fix our economy. Where economy they in trouble, they in shambles. We just not able to control the foreign exchange. We get over bloated wage bill. People they come from whether they qualify or not, they just put them. Somebody go sit on at one small desk, they peg in salary at $4,000. We're not able to harmonize. We just see appointments of all nature. I don't ever see government, for example, we get strategic communication reach this government. We get past 6 directors of communications. We get 6 directors of outreach and communications. All kind title, all kind appointments repeatedly. All of these, they overburden our economy. So many travels, we just not able to get with leaders then for sit down and govern the country. Travel. And we not generate that much income for finance the expenses we will see the government they undertake. So all of them things and we don't face, when we were in governance, we faced economic difficulties. When we come into governance 2008, for example, that is when the world was faced with the commodity crisis, where prices of commodities soar, prices of fuel go to $140 per barrel. Under this administration, price for fuel not ever reach that peak, but we see fuel price they go up repeatedly. Under we price of fuel per barrel go up to 140, but fuel not ever pass 6,000 per liter. So all of these don't show say the management of the economy we need for practicalism. And that is why we have a techno-politician coming in for help we for fix that.
Now, I'll take you back to the presidential debates ahead of the 2018 election when the government now in power, being in opposition, being the mentioned some of them here, and as we then come in, they go solve them and prefer solutions. And the presidential candidates now, we have been the same for 2018. See, governance is not easy. And Yusuf there today as opposition, they mention some of them things they are so. But if you talk to government, they will tell you, say, global factors and also the economy, the Hamburg salon for able move and deliver on waiting, then go talk. So as a opposition, they talk now, say, these things you will deliver. With all the global factors, you think, say, the party, if them vote on in global, so go able to surmount some of them challenges so and deliver as soon as they talk?
I talked two things earlier, and you just the re-echo the same thing where I talked. Now, me presidential candidate now be won against in 2018. The false promises where people been the give back in 2018, as if then they can't build castle in the air. They won them against that. But then the second aspect of your question, I also state and say, we don't face economic challenges when we were in governance, global economic challenges, even tougher than waiting we see now. But we be able to manage them because, one, we've been getting commitment to the people of this country. We've been getting compassion for the people of this country. We've been respect the people of this country more. For let them know, say, yes, as much as the difficulties there globally, but the people of this country elect we for serve them. Now that make we be able for cushion, even where we've been getting the economic effect, we don't ever allow the foreign exchange rate for get out of hands. We'll be able to manage and stabilize the dollar. We're able to manage and stabilize the price for fuel and basic commodities like rice, sugar, and then things then they. We'll be able to also continue for manage for ease the burden on the people. And that is why you continue for give stimulus, for stimulate the economy. We continue for pay tuition for pupils, for university students. We continue for increased salaries here and there for people with the work in the public service. I mean, twice we faced economic crisis in 2008 and in 2013 or 2014 during the Ebola. Not forget, say at some point, our economy now be one of the fastest growing. We've been on the in positives. When Ebola come, we go minus 21. But immediately after Ebola, we experts then come together, we engage the business community, and we begin to ensure we put the economy back on track. So yes, we faced economic difficulties, but we be able to manage them. But here, first of all, the know-how not there for manage the whatever then they claims in a global crisis. The commitment not there. And let we understand, say, not to we are the only country where this the so-called global crisis they affect. Watch we neighbors. Guinea, for example, not just we neighbor. For the first time in the history of the country, the Guinean currency don't pass with you. They're able to manage their economy. They're able to manage their fuel crisis. They're able to manage their foreign exchange. It is all about having people in office. We know what then they do. We committed to what then they do. And that is what is lacking currently. And we will come back for restore that.
Continue for the with me at the studio. CD at Tunis. We'll come back to you. The program Good Morning Salon. They continue. Let me take short break and look at more issues.
UTB, Union Trust Bank, the game changer don't count.
And integrity, they don't able to see
you, we country slow. We want for no. Why not they bro? Yeah, one for no. Waiting make we country they go slow.
the same thing you are talking.
Yes, so I can for sure. Yes, I can for sure them sing them way they make we know.
For example,
say now we dey die from. If I dey drive or go before, I beg we are not make us
The program now Good Morning Salon with the country from the Society for Radio Democracy. 91.1 FM. We continue for look at more issues. We take one per week headlines to read them. We go with President Bio don't call on the Republic of Salon Armed Forces for do them work professionally enough for mixed pan politics during the June 2023 elections. He make this call for Seka the Armed Forces Day we Salon celebrate yesterday. For more on this, we join Mange Mansari.
Wednesday, February 15, now the day where the 14th Armed Forces Week celebration begin at the country. Outside the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, we get different activities them for celebrate the Armed Forces Day. Wednesday, February 15, the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces been get symposium. Outside then go talk about different things them. We go help for develop the military. February 18, then be so get show of force in at the Achuga Mini Stadium. Outside then go show different things them what the military can do. February 19, the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces been get Thanksgiving service. And Wednesday, February 22, Apc'S the end the celebration of the Armed Forces Week. Now the occupage now Wilberforce Barracks. Beside the president, retired Brigadier Julius Madabio, been talk about different things them.
That I have through my first term as president and commander-in-chief worked diligently to strengthen and modernize the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces, ARSLAF, through both hard initiatives, including infrastructure and equipment, and soft initiatives, including welfare, training, and morale. These efforts, I say with all humility, are unprecedented, but not unexpected. In my manifesto, I promised the ARSLAF that I would work diligently to transform it into a professional, well-equipped, and highly capable force with motivated men and women who can carry out their constitutional mandate when required.
The president, Julius Madabio, continue for tell ARSLAF thank you for the different word them where they don't fair.
I lead a great nation, grateful nation, to honor and say thank you to our fallen heroes and heroines for the great sacrifice they have made. In several theaters of war and peacemaking, 2 world wars in peace support operations around the world, and in Liberia, you have consistently displayed unusual gallantry and uncommon bravery. We salute your supreme sacrifice and your service. To the brave warriors who defended this great nation through 11 years of civil war, and most of whom paid the ultimate price or bear the indelible scars of their valor, we shall forever fondly cherish the higher causes that moved you to fight for the freedom, peace, and democracy that we enjoy today.
The president then carry on for talk about the oath where the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces take for protect the people in the country.
And the oath of allegiance that you took at the official graduation ceremony, your passing out parade. You are to serve the people of Sierra Leone. The ARSLAF is not a political party. The ARSLAF is not a political entity. Like our moderator said, we are politicians. Leave us to make our mistakes and correct them. You are not politicians. You are professional soldiers. Let us, the politicians for this nation, always strive to be professional, law-abiding, and loyal. You must continuously display integrity, thereby maintaining your arms, your equipment, and your staff. To the officers, and enjoin you to always lead by example in serving the best interest of our country. In your engagement with the public, you should be mindful of the service test.
One thing where President Bio been draw the attention of Soja Mandem, say they're not for involved in politics.
Politicians will come and go, but the ARSLAF will forever be the ARSLAF. Therefore, the ARSLAF must maintain its national character and its professionalism at all times. ARSLAF personnel must remain non-political and support secure, safe, peace, democratic elections. To the leaders of political parties like myself standing here and supporters, please let's keep the ARSLAF out of politics. Never should these fine men and women in uniform be used for political purposes. Democratic governance is here to stay, and unconstitutional changes of government are frowned upon internationally and at home. The ASLAF must and will remain apolitical and focused on the defense missions and military tasks. I also urge the ASLAF to work professionally with the Sierra Leone police and support them in providing security for every voter.
President Bill end up say the soldier man them for work together with the police officer them for protect the citizens them when they go for vote na the 2023 elections. For Radio Democracy, Mange Mansai, the report.
All right, the program Good Morning Salon they continue, and it's 24 at the time from we studio clock. And we continue to look at small issue inside the program this morning. We look at the issue now we get for do with EDSA, Usai, the Communication and Community Relations Manager for EDSA, Sanepo, say the on and off lights where people complain about Safetong, according to RAM, most of them complain that they happen because of the kind electrical installation where people get na they host them. Well, it talk this inside one interview with 3D Democracy, where able to talk about the challenge them where people only complain about the lights na Fitong. Sanepo explain more to Musa Kamara.
We as a sector, we don't make so much progress when it comes to electricity. We don't make so much progress to an extent that even now, we're like gonna post in post 1 minute. It is so much feel impact because we don't use forget electricity. That's because we don't make so much progress. And one for let people they know say we'll continue in that same direction. Yes, of course, we always don't talk say we focus. We say we want for which we not reach stage, but we don't go far. We don't go too far now, but we know say what is also around for people they know, the more the supply we do, the more the demand. As the power is available, and the more people that they establish factories, and the more people that they expound on domestic houses, and the more businesses they grow, and the more investments they boost in the country. So now this is all because of electricity.
How soon this will be done? Because in some situations, you go there within 3 minutes, light don't go 14 or 15, and people then they complain property in the port.
Well, I tell you, I don't get one or two complaints from Nani, and we'll not go entirely deny them, but most of them complaining are not to really extra in fault. We from the back end, at the come we from the back end, we then show say we make power available to the customer. At times, when you power the fluctuate now use, it will mean say na different problem. One of the problem that we can create with the kind of problem that they will call. Now way you change over switch, you get problem. If you change over switch, you get problem. If you get fluctuation in supply, and they come, it go because you know the whole tight. Another thing will happen again. You get from the transformer station, we got to call fuse. We can get because of probably high consumption, the consumption pattern can affect the fuse, so the fuse can blow off. So if the fuse blow off, it ensures it CC, it give you on and off. But again, we're not a magician. We always talk say when you as a customer you experience partial, then we call them partial outage. You experience partial outage and you get a responsibility for call EDSA. Thankfully enough, we don't get a platform now on this integrated management system. We in now is so seamless. This one you use. If you see you not get light, you just call your automatic call. He register your problem and you send solution to her immediately.
No, but we need to talk about an household. We talk about an entire community. You see, say it come on a salon where lights go now one person, we should go pick to come pick lights. Everywhere is dark.
No, well, let me tell you, if a community experience power outage, that is say now you still come back to what you talk. Now either sectional fault or partial fault. Because not to the entire city go off.
So you mean say light today issue
exactly now issue can when you get partial fault, there are times one saying yes we can experience outage, but it's not normal. But when you get partial faults, you also get the responsibility for call EDSA. Sometimes now a bank pole, work almost level past one bank pole. Pole now connectivity, now you connect from one house to another. If you bank the source, of course, outside the go off. You can get cut wires with the same problem. You can get blown off fuse. You can get instances again where they go thief cable where you know say the notice cable, where they get access to electricity.
How proactive EDSA for solve issues them na communities them where they can get problems.
So that is
instead of in some situation people contribute apart from money.
So that is where EDSA comes to play. Now, I want for first of all disagree with the fact say people they put half money for at the camp. People they put half money for give EDSA for good work. You know, these na assumptions and also na speculations. We don't get because right now even the one way they make that kind of assumptions and speculations, you ask them now, who don't give money, who not exercise, who don't give money for let it work for you. They will never bring anybody up. Nobody will get back out. We don't get complaints. We don't investigate. So who that you give money for let it work? Or yes, but most times, even the one way they show people there, not to extra staff. Now we don't know they impersonate. Most times we don't get people there, even right now to go CID, we get
for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM inside the program. They talk about the All People's Congress APC Party Delegates Conference. We just end now McKinney and we still get CD Yaya Tunis inside the program. They talk about the outcome of this delegates conference, and they talk about the conference and the message of Dr. Samura Kamara on his way to Freetown. But people really listen now go on for no the people them we wanna elect national officials them during this delegates conference. Take listeners through the names them.
Okay. First of all, make a talk about certain things them also important for let people know. We do plenty elections them during the National Delegates Conference. Like I say, some are from the Constitution and some of the other things that we will do now as per the court order. So we get for elect non-executive members of NAC, National Advisory Committee, we are the second highest decision-making body. And we also get for elect officials for the Internal Elections Management Committee. But for the national officers, then we now get with national leader, of course, we are Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara, when I also now with presidential candidate. We get Alhaji Minkailo Mansari, when I now with current national chairman. We get Alhaji Ambassador Dr. Usman Fode Yansane, we now the vice chairman of the party. We get with national secretary general, we now Lansana Dumbuya, lawyer Lansana Dumbuya, and the deputy secretary general now Usman Abdal Timbo. We get Bai Mahmoud Bangura as we national organizing secretary and Chairman CS Kamara as in deputy. We get myself, CDI Tunis, we they elect as national publicity secretary, and Mohammed Pope Kamara and me deputy. We get Mr. Usman Jallo, we are the financial secretary, and we get JK Conte, we are the deputy. We get Madam Memuna Tukuruma, we are the treasurer. We get Aliu Kamara Taylor, we are the deputy. We get Saidu Jabi as we internal auditor, and we get Rural Timbo Jallo as we national chief whip. So for the national executive, now the positions then and but let I also say this: the court may also order we for deal with membership issues. And the National Delegates Conference, the delegates they don't go vote for let we accept all the one we they be done rep, we be done resign, and we don't apply for comeback now the party. So anybody we then be expelled from the APC, or we be don't resign from the APC, we don't apply, or we be don't apply for comeback now APC. The National Delegates Conference, they don't go accept them all. So they are all now full members of the APC. So it's important for let people know that one day.
What are some of them people here?
Like for example, Alhaji Samsumana, they don't apply for comeback. Now full member of the APC now. The delegates, they don't go endorse in return to the party.
So among the positions them where you don't name where then go do the elections for, and also where wanna be the go for the 18, 19, and 20. It's one other thing we on a membership and supporter them they expect that where the flag bearer, the Komon-Tok, it go down. By that time, they go down announce who that's not in running mate. But up till now, we not hear that information date. Now, when our supporters and they expect for hearing from the party, but would I get for be Dr. Samuel Kamara in running mate?
I should say it not go long. As you know, we not get more time, but we will leave down there to Dr. Samara Kamara. I mean, then just elect him, and the process been very tedious. So I should say, you know, it still process this new election, and also, you know, say before even the delegates conference, it would already get notice say, for the court. So all of that, they probably make, you know, it decides, make it get some time for process this before it make that announcement. But I want for assure the people of this country, say, you not go too far.
Several rumors then don't they go around as Suda go be running mate. Several names then don't they come up from the party perspective. When I get a list of people and we stand by where the party go pick from.
Well, for less somebody want for be running mate, not mean say you know, several choices, you know, but the party get options, the party get people always we fit, you know, but Dr. Samara Kamara of INSEF get a whole lot for play in that. And running mates not to something where they, you know, elect somebody into. So like I say, that's not a choice where you get for make, and let we get some time for make you get a chance for really look in depth as to the kind of person we you want for run with. Because in as we presidential candidates, you know exactly the vision, you know, we say a want for take this country go. And it will need a partner we go help them for achieve that one day. So that make it important for make you get that chance day for process this, for taking time, for make you able to make that decision day. And I know say it not go long.
So the number of people will come out yesterday now one way different people get their own impression or how they go describe the kind of crowd we've been come out yesterday when they come from McKinney to una party office and a Freetown. How the party be able for manage the number of people we come out up to over 2 a.m. after 2 a.m. or so we have been doing on a party office. How wanna be able to manage the crowd yesterday in terms of security for ensure so una supporter that we come out, go back home safe?
APC now a very disciplined and law-abiding party. I always don't emphasize this. We structured and we get control over we membership and we supporters. And then so understand we and then used to we. Now that make we able to get large crowds with very few incidences. And in fact, most of the incidences we can happen now people outside can provoke them. And having said that, make us say this. I ever commend certain people and certain institutions. I really want to take this opportunity, for example, for thank the PPRC, because they really guide me throughout this process. And I also want to thank the Peace Commission, them being there between at the National Delegates Conference, as well as other elections observer bodies, National Elections Watch, NEW, and also the body we headed by Ambassador Sule Darami. They all been there. And I also want to tell plenty thank you to the Australian police. They do well for manage, you know, provide security for we during the conference and also for provide security for we on the way back to Freetown. But while I commend the police, I want to also say this, that plenty of we leadership, you know, and stakeholders, some of them be subjected to harassment and abuse on their way back to Freetown yesterday. The Secretary General, Lansana Doumbouya, we all don't see the images. He was stopped. He was, you know, manhandled, and the person will be there with, and they also beat and then beat himself. In fact, we understanding when speaking that they even lay on flat on the ground, even we identify himself as the Secretary General of the party. We all know say Hill Station are very busy motorway. People they pass it. And we not used to checkpoints in that area day. So for let them mount checkpoint day during the day and begin to search vehicles of the officials, and they harass them, we know say it been deliberate. The mayor of the municipality himself, according to this we information, they search in vehicle, they harass in driver, then take in laptop. I just read a tweet also from Karamo Kaba. Instead, they subject them to the same harassment. They say they arrest them, they keep them in the vehicle for hours.
Them who that? So then are these them we refer to?
They were mainly security guards. We assigned a Hill Station. Then they say most of them are people who are assigned to the presidential guards. Then mount checkpoint. We still they investigate, but the information they come with images, and so they call on the Sierra Leone police for speedily investigate the incidents, and if we condemn them totally, and these are things we will not go accept going forward. We are now a political party well structured with Secretary General, for example. This now the main opposition party with hundreds of thousands and even millions of supporters. For subject with Secretary General to such humiliation, now something we will condemn and we will not go condone. So we ask this government for speedily investigate the incidents they are so, and for ensure say we bring the perpetrators to book. In addition, also, when we be the rally, before we get to Bakalbaton, we understand say incident happened there, we police then go fire up to 40 tear gas canisters. And even when we reach Kalbaton, we still been the smell the tear gas and it choke some of we up so bad. We get plenty good people where they serve now with forces, both the police and the army. And we call on the leadership of both the police and the army for letting not allow few bad officers there for mess up the entire institution of the police and the army. We already the president, they warned the army just now that they are not politicians. They should stay out of politics and serve the people of this country when at their role. And the same applies to the police. We are forces for every Sierra Leonean and for everybody who they live within the boundaries of this country. Your job is to protect us and our properties. And we pay una for that, just like how they pay we say for we own services will they render to the people of this country. No. And so we all for ensure for understanding we owe them to the people of this country for make sure we carry out we work them fine. That is why I commend them, because they do good job for secure for provide security, but the actions of them few bad people and they we subject with people to harassment and even fire tear gas in a crowd, their actions then they for being investigated, because they want and they send a bad message about the police and the army.
All right, today Tunis, continue for the between at the studio. We'll come back to you. We'll take shots where you can look at more issues inside the program this morning.
Yeah, Echo Bank. The money, not the account.
Make I tell you, but EcoBank save and win. Not to just for save, save and win with EcoBank. Just save 5,000 leones or more in your EcoBank savings account from October 2022 to April 2023, and you can win fine prize then. You save no more and win big. Save 10,000 leones.
It go better. You
obligations.
Investigate, but while una dey investigate, the party hierarchy don't in any way make a formal report.
Well, it happened last night, and this is not something we'll get for do. Clearly, as we get more facts, we compile them all, and we definitely go make that move there. But as the National Publicity Secretary, I feel say since I did a radio, I need for let the public know this, and I need for let the authorities them also know this. Because, like I said, the party don't go through lots of harassment the past 4 years. And we now in an electionary period when we as a political party, we know we rights, we know we obligations. And whilst we carry on with obligations for ensure say we remain law abiding and peaceful, we not get for accept and tolerate any more provocation. And we not get for continue for allow with leadership for be subjected to illegitimate and unjustified harassment. We not get for continue for accept that one day. So that is why I make them very clear in condemning the actions of few people yesterday, few officers, for make the authorities then immediately investigate and take action, because continuation of such act not get for be tolerated or accepted by we party, and we don't want anything we go hamburg the peace and quiet of Salon.
You say one incident you make mention of now the tear gas canisters. You make mention Sasakuts, you say about 20 canisters, then send them na Kalbaton. As a party, you wanna say una investigate. Una in any way don't look at the reason we lead to that, or what will be the scope of una investigation into the incidents we una be the Kanaton.
Then they all form part of the investigation. That is why we call on the police. First of all, we want to know what happened, why they fired the tear gas and all. So we get to the bottom of the reason. But even at that, we get for ensure say we for be professional in carrying out we exercise or we job as public officials. When you have hundreds of thousands of people on the street, you have to also learn for exercise restraint, and you have to also learn for know when and where and how you use excessive force. So all of them things then they and the circumstances will surround why it will lead to the point of then kind actions then we need for know that make we don't bring on to the attention of the authorities. Whilst we investigate is internally as a political party, then therefore investigate on a very unbiased basis and ensure say we get to the bottom. Because the bottom line here is we as a responsible political party and a government in waiting, we want for ensure say we continue for maintain peace and quiet, so that when we come in governance in 2023, June 24, it not going to be difficult for we begin work for the people of this country. We want for ensure say the country go in peace, so that we go unite with nation and begin for work for the people right away, or pull them from this bondage where they.
So from then concerns and the way don't raise, but the as pertaining on coming into freedom from McKinney. Let we come back to the issue of the leadership of the party, because like I mentioned earlier, where the program starts, this National Delegates Conference soon go also na part of Justice Fisher and ruling way being in a court soon be supposed for all, but prior to that, it be make una set up an interim governance, transitional governance committee, will be led by Alfred Peter Conte. So now I don't go hold the National Delegates Conference. Waiting next for the APC, the court case done.
Well, as far as it relates to this particular ITGC, interim, executive, no executive, legitimacy, no legitimacy, the National Delegates Conference, we ordered by Justice Adrian Fisher, the mandate of them group, then they be well defined. But interestingly, with the ITGC, even before we go into the National Delegates Conference, you find out, say, somebody go to court where he go ask for injunction. So where they injunct we, Justice Hannah Boni injunct we, but then later it vacates the injunction. When it vacates the injunction, he already we don't scrap ITGC in a ruling before we even go to the National Delegates Conference. So the court will bring ITGC, the court carried and go back before we even go into elections. So now courts make them, now courts on make them. So they don't exist anymore. The TIEMC themselves, the mandate don't done because the mandate now before take we to this first National Delegates Conference. Now that make, as per we constitution, we get a body, a permanent body now we will call Internal Elections Management Committee. We now then get for be responsible for all internal elections that within the party. And that body they serve now elect the people and we they serve the. So now one of the election now they will be carried out during the National Delegates Conference. So now they now don't take full responsibility for internal elections. And of course, now with all of the executives and who don't elect across the board, now they fully in charge of the management of the party.
All right. Well, at this point, we just want to make we listeners them and viewers them on Facebook know say regarding the concerns them we see there at Tunisian raised at the studio today from them party pertaining the incidents that been happen yesterday on the way from Makeni to Freetown way. Make mention say them be manhandle then Secretary General and serve the tear gas issue will happen along the way. We try forget the police up to this time. We not get nobody yet for comments on waiting actually happen we been lead to the angry areas and the procession where the All People's Congress Party been get yesterday. But we continue with the program Good Morning Salon and back to you, Sidia Tunis. What are the plan them we on a party gets now as to working with on a membership? Because if I take you back to 2018, after I been come out on a conference again, so them go announce flag bearer and running mates. After that day, some people have been saying being aggrieved, we be made and not been come on board for rally behind on a flag bearer at that time. And now we're going to do the same thing. People end up being contest different positions. Waiting on a plan for bringing them all on board for ensure say una get a organized team ahead of the elections.
That process they don't begin before we even left McKinney. Like I say, we start first with the flag bearer aspirants. They all done it together. They don't commit themselves for support the party and the presidential candidate. As a matter of fact, you don't see statements, then we don't come out from some of them. And yesterday, you see, we all enter Freetown in a grand style. We big truck, we all together with the flag bearer aspirants, then with presidential candidates, and we the national executive. We enter Freetown in a truck, a carnival. I will be yesterday. For present we serve to the people of this country, how united we are as a party. The same goal for many in the national executive we contest also. So unlike 2018, this time, waiting will really be one for accomplished. Now we accomplished at McKinney. Go and transparently elect with leaders there and also come out McKinney in unity. And gladly, and I want to thank the flag bearer aspirants there as well, Dr. Richard Conte, Ambassador Ansumana, Yu Kuruma, Tunkla, Basi Kamara, and others. And also the leadership of the party, the leader, Dr. Samra Kamara, the chairman, Alhaji Minkailo Mansare, the deputy, Usman Fode Yansane, and the former president, the former chairman and leader, because they'll be able to bring Dr. Anes by Kroma. They'll be able to bring all men together, talk, we all get understanding before we left McKinney, before even we complete the National Delegates Conference. So I go assure we supporters and we members, they say, we all now get for work together on a robust elections management strategy for ensure say we not miss June 24, 2023. We declare our team, whether not PR system, whether not post-R system, whether not that system, will they beat and will they beat flat?
Quick one. I'll take you back to some of the issues that we don't discuss, especially one we get for do with Suna running mate and the incident that we happened back to Freetown yesterday. Some people they concern if whether or not NAC get any decision in selecting the running mate, and if the party they consider the religious aspect in selecting the running mates, and other person they raise concern about if we are aware of some of the songs them we supporters them be they sing on their way to Freetown.
We've been very much there on top of managing with supporters, and we ensure say no, we where we see any provocation and anything we avert, we supporters then be very much excited and then be law abiding, and that make we come. You know, anything say supporter go attack this person or that. The incidents then we hear about now they don't highlight, so we supporters then be very, very much civil, then be excited, then not be rowdy. And so I'm not aware of any provocative song during the rallies. I mean, during we procession into Freetown. And the issue of running mates, like I say, that now Dr. Samura Kamara in decision. Yes, NAC get some role for play, but I know they impose the role we NAC get for play now that before Dr. Samura Kamara make the pronouncement as per we constitution, again for present whatever in don't decide to NAC, just for consult with the National Advisory Committee, but not so much for the National Advisory Committee for impose any choice on them. No, not just for let we know, and then so that we go able for they on the same page as the leadership of the party.
All right. So, whose message you left with our supporter and membership as to the wrap up the program regarding abiding the law, because they say laws then dinner salon. Anyone where they do anything we go against the law, of course, authorities and go for take action. What's a message to them?
The message to we supporters now that we want for first of all commend them for their patience and their resilience. Make them continue for remain law abiding as they always don't do the last 4 years, despite all the harassments and challenges we don't go through. So we want for commend them and make them know say the party don't unite. This Monday where they come, now we understand say people for begin for collect their voters registration cards then. We they call on all we supporters with membership, all we stakeholders, how we mobilize for the registration, make we mobilize so for ensure say people collect their voters cards, because we know say not only when you collect your voters card, you go able to vote. Right. So we they call on them all. And I also want for leftists with the authorities. We now get structures, we now get leadership, and we are an opposition party in waiting. Dr. Samura Matthew Wilson Kamara, now the leader of the APC and with presidential candidate. He's no longer just Dr. Samura Kamara. He's now leading the main opposition party, and he's also the presidential candidate. Right. It is an obligation on the part of the state for ensure say they accord them the respect and provide them the security where he need as presidential candidate and leader of the main opposition. I hope the state will lead up to that obligation, because we as a party now we responsibility for stepping and protect them if they don't. We don't get for sit down and continue for allow them to be subjected to an unjustified and illegitimate harassment. So I hope the state will do the right thing and the needful. Thank you very much for getting me now.
Many thanks to you, Sidia Tunis, National Publicity Secretary for the People's Congress, APC Party. Now, this edition of the program, Good Morning, Salon Golefuna. Let me thank you to the production team, Michael Sambala and Alex Lorenz-Koroma. Produced the program, DJ Keman with technical support. Usman Kamara and team make us live on Facebook. Until then, the Bell Kabadi say.
Now we all come together as well. For tomorrow, now we go make salute. Talking point platform. Talking point platform. For news every day, now we country salute. For education, entertainment, political affairs, Chinti PTV. We got enough Tanga one inside Sierra Leone, like a big quantity. We breeze not a shit, TTPTV.
why not they grow? Yeah, hey, bo, we want for no, waiting make we country they go slow, waiting making all they grow. Yes, so I can for sure. Yes, I can for sure them thing them way they make we know they grow. Say now we they die pampo. If I they try for go before, I beg bo, do ya not make us slow? No. If I try for raise the tempo, do ya not make them low? Yes, so if I try for go before, I beg bo, do ya not make us slow? No. If I try for raise the tempo, do ya not make them low? Yes, so before they do them thing now we go make we gladdy, thing now we go make we happy, thing now we go make we country laddie daddy. So we go live in unity. Yes, so before they do them thing now we go make we gladdy, thing now we go make we happy, thing now we go make we country laddie daddy. So we go live in harmony. Yes, so don't before do them thing now we go make we smarter, thing now we go make we stronger, thing now we go make we nation last much longer. So we life them go better. Yes, so but we for left them thing now we go make we scatter, thing now we go bring palava, thing now we go make we nation well panambara, make we people scatter.
Thing you talk about, I like them.
Thing them like half flavor plaba, political party wahala. Thing them we go make we agba, them put we country pan yakba. Sing along say hey bo, we want for no, waiting make we country they go slow, waiting making all they grow.